Ann Fortescue. I'm the Executive Director at IMAS, the International Museum of Art and Science. And I am joined by a dear friend and colleague, Liz Suarez. Liz.
Thanks, Ann. I'm Elizabeth Suarez, and I'm the President and CEO of McAllen Chamber of Commerce, and super excited to be here with Ann today.
So, Liz, our recent cultural district grant from the Texas Commission on the Arts is the reason that brings us together to chat today. But I think you and I both have a really, really strong commitment to community. And I wonder if you could just share a little bit about how you think the Chamber's role is shifting or changing in relationship to our McAllen community.
And I think you're right, Anna. That's been one of the funnest parts about transitioning into this new role. I had previously served the city of McAllen in various roles as director. The last director stop I made was as director of the airport in McAllen. And so shifting a little bit my focus from running a city department to coming into the chamber and embracing all that meets the eye for nonprofits, which is a lot different than government, has been exciting, and definitely the opportunity to see a little bit more intensely at all of the dynamics in the community and all the nonprofits that really do such amazing work. And they do it with such passion and such a commitment to community. And I think that the Chamber definitely is one of those nonprofits as well. We take great pride in building programs that support our small business community, but we're more than just that. We're also about how do we celebrate our culture, our community, those things that make us authentically who we are. And so just meeting up with you and celebrating a little bit of what IMAS is starting to do, we're really proud to be part of this conversation. And I think that we hope that it's the beginning of a really expanded conversation for our community, not just for us.
We love working with community partners, so it's a thrill to have the Chamber of McAllen as one of those partners. And maybe for folks who are tuning in, the Chamber is the managing entity for McAllen's Cultural District. And the Cultural District is roughly from 2nd Street to the east, Ware Road to the west, Dove Avenue to the north, and then all the way down to the airport around 10th Street, encompassing that sort of zone of activity. And the Chamber was the initial convener of the Cultural District, and as a result, it's opened up a world of funding opportunities to cultural organizations that operate within the Cultural District for specific grant funds to promote the Cultural District and the arts and culture entities that are part of it. And so for us at the museum, it's really a great collaboration. Yeah. It's enabling us to promote local artists who are here and celebrate the artistic community in our city. And we, as a part of this Cultural District grant work, we have selected 2 artists, an emerging artist and a more established one. Many people will recognize Cheryl Anderson's name from the many irrigation pipes that she has painted as a part of Keep McAllen Beautiful's initiative to put artwork in unexpected places throughout our community. And Edgar Cortez, who is a recent UTRGV graduate in art and art education and an emerging artist. So it's wonderful to be able to recognize these 2 extremely talented individuals. And we will be showcasing their artwork first at the museum, and then it will move to other entities throughout the Cultural District, kind of promoting the Cultural District itself, but also the vibrant arts and culture community that we have here, which we really know is integral to economic development and sustainability. And I think that's something that the Chamber really cares about.
Absolutely, and growing up in the Valley, I grew up in McAllen and was here all of my life, left for school, came back. For those of us that come from backgrounds where our parents didn't have perhaps the economic opportunity or the educational background to expose us to art, these type of programs are a lifeline for us. And so I remember as a kid, my first exposure to art was through IMAS, and it was that bus trip every year in third grade. And we were so excited about the field trip and actually walking into the museum, experiencing that. It kind of gets you interested and at least asking more questions. And I remember, asking my dad, are there other museums? I remember going to Mexico, where my mom is from, in San Luis Potosí, and them making a point of taking me because we were asking, because we had been exposed.
Right.
And what it does to a young person, when you see a little part of you portrayed in a painting, in a mural, in a piece of work that's being exhibited in a museum, it lends an opportunity to really feel proud of where we come from, of who we are, and that self-esteem that it builds in us, it makes us stronger as individuals, for sure. And it just kind of breaks any barriers that may exist in the community, that you think, I might not be good enough, or maybe we don't have the right clothes, or maybe we don't come from the right family. But art breaks all those barriers for us, and it gives us this opportunity to connect with something beautiful, something bigger, and something that is held in a higher regard. So being from the Valley and choosing to work here professionally and seeing what we're doing, what you're doing in the art community, that's a big deal. That we're taking our local artists, that we're celebrating them, but we're also giving them a platform for business. And I think that's important. And so there's an economy for the artists. But any time that we're able to really celebrate the community in its authenticity, in its culture, in its background, its traditions, all of that gives to us a healthier community, a healthier mindset. That's important in establishing who we are. But more than that, we really encourage our young kids to continue investing in themselves, to continue getting an education, to continue giving back once they come home. And that civic pride is so important. And I think that art, as in general, it's a conductive mechanism that we can use to attract people. Let me tell you, there is no place like McAllen in the world. There's no place like the Valley and this border region. We have so much that is so unique and so beautiful. And we can see it depicted in some of the local artists' work that we're seeing throughout the city.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think one of the things that is so captivating about art created, in the past and years ago, because it gives us kind of a window into a time before us through an artist's eyes. But I think it's also, as you said, just incredibly inspiring, and it provokes curiosity and wonder to see work by artists who are working today. Those contemporary artists that are interpreting the times that we're living through and the places where we live. And I couldn't agree more that McAllen and our slice of the Valley is so unique and so different from other places along the Rio Grande Valley, but definitely unique in all of the United States. And artists have this admirable way of capturing feeling and sentiment and characteristics and creating a story without uttering a word. And that's part of what makes art so accessible. You don't need to know how to read.
That's right.
To experience a work of art. And each one of us brings our own experiences and sensibilities to that work. And you and I could be visiting a museum together and see the same work of art, and we might have completely different interpretations of it. And that's the part of awakening curiosity and conversation and provoking those thoughts. That kind of I'll just say creative thinking is something that we definitely need to encourage all of us to do, especially children, because it's one of those keys to problem solving.
Absolutely.
That is a hallmark of a well-equipped, well-trained workforce, which, back to the chamber, that's something that we all care about, having a workforce that's capable and ready. And it's something I know the chamber is working with both local businesses as well as nonprofits to help us to make sure that we have the tools we need to do in our work. So I think this is one of those places where arts and culture and the business world come together to support each other and help each other.
No, you couldn't have said it better. You know, when you look at our local economy, 90% of our local economy is based on small business. And those small business entrepreneurs, it just takes a lot to have the courage to invest in an idea. Much like the artist, it takes a lot of courage to make yourself vulnerable and to go out there and make that investment in whatever your perspective is and whatever it is that you're trying to communicate. And I think that's what art does for all of us. It does challenge us. It challenges us to go beyond ourselves and to embrace somebody else's perspective, and to encourage that creative thinking is so important. And it's not just about building your own self-esteem and your own self-awareness, but it's also about being able to connect with others and being able to engage. You know, in a time where we're so dependent on technology, art kind of takes us back a few steps to a world that is beautiful, and it's that engagement that's human to human, even if it's with unspoken word. It's a connection that transcends time, transcends technology. And I love that. I love that we're able to merge these two worlds, right? We're able to give that small business entrepreneur a place. We're able to support them in building their resources, but we're also feeding the soul in the community, not just with the small entrepreneur who also needs to be embraced and surrounded by this art throughout, but also encouraging it among our young and our youth, and making certain that they continue to look for inspiration, that they continue to challenge us as adults and as business people in the community to do the same, and to support it and embrace it and to invest in it. And I think that's the most important part of what we're trying to do, is to create a conscious investment in art, and in our local artists particularly, that we give them a platform that is protected so that they can express themselves and that we can continue to inspire our young community.
And I think that's one of the beauties of McAllen's cultural district, is the recognition, kind of the official recognition, that the chamber and the city have given the arts community, in terms of, we recognize that this is a viable, valuable community asset, and it certainly provides for quality of life. It also provides economic development, and it's also a huge attractor to bring people to our city to experience the diversity that we have in arts and culture. And I think one of the great ways the chamber does that throughout the year is with First Friday art walks. So I think that's an opportunity where arts and culture groups can come out and celebrate one another and the work that we're doing as organizations, but also the work of those independent artists who are just hunkering down and creating.
That's right. We're really proud of Art Walk. It has become a standing tradition of the Chamber. The first Friday of every month, we welcome our community to join us. 6 in the evening is when we start, and we have different events going on every Friday. This last Friday, we had acrobatic performers, but we've also got all our local artists and different forms of art being expressed that evening every first Friday. We're excited about that program. It has continued. We also encourage artists in the community that are looking for a small spotlight. Start here. This is an easy way. It's no cost to you. Come and exhibit your art. Come and sell your art. Come and express yourself and share with the community what your talents are. We have a wonderful community, and it's just so beautiful to see this interaction between the artists and those of us that are there to learn from them. And we've had different expressions of art. We had salsa night the other night. We had great music. I mean, I just felt it was so heartwarming to see every facet of our community there taking a salsa lesson. We had grandmas, grandpas, parents, young adults, and teenagers. And it was such an amazing environment. No frills, no hassles. You walk in and out as you please, and then amazing performers. It was just phenomenal. And we've had different types of programs that we make available that we kind of showcase every Art Walk Friday. So please join us. We're always looking for opportunities to make that event better. The Chamber's done a lot to try to encourage our local artists to continue chasing their goals and their dreams. And we do a lot through the Creative Incubator as well, where we provide low-cost rent to our local artists so that they can set up their studios. And we're trying to continue to support them as they work to build their businesses.
Great. Well, if it's not at the Chamber's First Friday Art Walk, then please join us at the museum, where there's always a work of art or several to see in one of our exhibitions. Liz, thank you. It's always so wonderful to sit down and talk with you. And we know this will be one of many conversations that we have over the years.
Great, thanks, Anne. And thanks for all you all do at IMAS.
Likewise.
Thank you.